I learned this song. I don't know what it means, but these are the Vecchia Zimara senti, io resto il pianto, scendere il sacro monte ordevi, le mie grazie ricevi. Ma in ancor vastil logoro dorsai ricchi dai poeti, passar nelle tue tasche come an antri, tranquilli, filosofie poeti. That's all I know. That's what I remember. Hey, thank you. Hello, my name is Jeff Goldblum, Goldblum. I'm here on the Great Supernova with the very great Alessandro Catalan. And we learn many things. Mostly, I learn from him. I sit at his feet and I learn all about language, and we sing together, and wait till you see it. Oh.
You can have it if you want.
I cherish it.
It means, l'ennesima tazza. Yeah.
Tazza. What does that mean?
Just another boring mug. Because yes,
good.
Everyone has one, so yes, it's just another one.
Oh, funny!
It's just another one.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually. Yeah, I've I've gotten mugs here and there, but our nice new renovated kitchen back in L.A., where we have all our mugs, we have a little collection of ones that we like, and all the David Letterman and all the
everything. Jimmy Fallon and stuff.
Although I cherish my experiences there, we give them up. At this point, I've been doing this a while. I could have collected all sorts of memorabilia, but
you get rid of it.
I get rid of most everything. Yeah. I do. Are you a hoarder or are you a minimalist?
Yes, I am. I don't know if you see in the studio. I've got plenty of like memorabilia and stuff, but I'm moving. I'm moving with
your house?
Yeah, the house. And so it's a chance I think it's healthy to like remove stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think so. It's therapeutic, isn't it? You go through all your stuff, and I've given away a lot of stuff, but I've never regretted anything that I've ever given away. Clothes and books and everything,
Yeah.
Nothing do I go, I wish I still had that. No, nothing like that, because at some point we have to, none of it belongs to us forever.
Die, yeah.
It's all going fast, coming and going fast.
I did the same with books, which has been the hardest part with books. And I said, okay, I just keep the classic.
Yeah.
And I just keep the ones that I think my daughters will read. But then the guy in the library said it would be just a delusion because they will never read the books you like. So get rid of them.
The guy in the library?
Yeah.
Said that. And you've got two daughters. How old are they, may I ask?
9 and 13.
9 and 13. Very interesting ages. We've got two boys, 8 and 10.
Okay, yes.
So, we got a lot going on, you and I.
How is with the boys?
Really good. We could talk at length, after this about it. But they're fabulous, amazing, and sometimes,
they're physical,
challenging, and physical. They're, we all are roughhouse a little bit, but they have to learn how to do that when and where and all that stuff, and not hurt me and not hurt themselves and all that. But they have to take risks and all that. But they're doing great. They play piano just like I do a little bit. And we, their teacher is good, and we help them with their lessons every day, and they're playing tennis. And, do you play tennis? Because we're spending a lot of time in Florence these days, and tennis is a big culture, I guess, in all of Italy. We've been watching Sinner.
But not since forever, just now, because right now, number one tennis player in the world is Italian.
Yeah.
So right now, everybody in Italy started to love tennis because we jump on
the bandwagon.
On the wagon when.
Yes, me too. And but I think I think in Florence they've played for a while, and they're big, and we belong to a couple of clubs there,
Okay.
And my wife, who was in the Olympics, her name is Emily Goldblum. She was Emily Livingston then. She was in the Olympics, so she's a world-class athlete, and now she's taken up tennis, and she's getting really good at that. Good. And the kids are getting pretty good at that. So they do that, and they paint. They paint and draw. Spending time in Florence like we are. They're exposed to a lot of art and this and that.
Yeah. Would you consider to stay here for good in Italy?
Well,
is it the
like
place
we
that...
say, nobody's staying any place for good, you know. So, but in the next foreseeable future, we're loving the heck out of it. And they're in school here for much of the year. They were in Lycée Français in Los Angeles because my wife was born in Toronto, but her mom is from Nantes, and she's French. And my my wife has I didn't realize it at first, but more as we've gone on, she's devoted to passing on French culture to her kids. So she speaks French to them a lot, and they're now in Lycée Français in Los Angeles, and they have sister schools in Rome, here in Milan. We wound up in Florence for one reason or another, and so they now speak English and French and Italian.
Oh, wow.
They're 8 and 10. They speak 3 languages. What are your daughters' names, man?
Nina and Olivia.
Olivia. Nice. Yeah, we know a couple of Olivias in Florence. And Nina, fantastic. Like hey, do you know Christopher Columbus, when he went to America, had 3 ships?
Yeah,
you know
Nina,
what they were? Yes.
Pinta,
and the Santa Maria. That's right.
Yeah.
That's as far as I know. That's as far as my history education goes. That's fundamental.
Yes.
How
and
about that?
What about your boys? They like Wicked because my kids are obsessed.
Well, 2 daughters. Come on.
Yeah.
They're what? They're 13 and
9.
And 9.
Yeah,
well, that's the target age. You know,
they,
I'm not surprised.
They do the singing, they do the ballet, they do everything. Yeah.
Yep. Our kids like Wicked a lot, but I've run into a lot of people all over the world. You know, it's a phenomenon, that show on stage for the last 20 years. It's got a lot of religious, fanatical, devoted fans, and but our kids love it. You know, I took them to I showed them Wizard of Oz the movie, a while ago, and because that has always meant a lot to me. And then before I saw the Wicked play when it first came out on Broadway. 20 years ago with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. They originated the parts, and I was crazy about it then. And then before I did it, we took the kids to London, where we were shooting it. That's where we shot it at Sky and Elstree Studios. Took them to see the London production, where I bawled my eyes out again, and seeing it through their eyes. And Emily was with us, of course, and that was great. So it's not that they became obsessed with it after that, but they visited the set when we were shooting it. And John M. Chu, who's the masterful and genius director of these 2 movies, is so nice a fella, and he was great to them. He has 5 kids himself, can you imagine? Yeah. And put them in his chair, and they watched the monitor. And then the 2 women, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, were in their makeup, but they were great to them. And Cynthia, and they were like, "Oh, Cynthia, look at your nails," and da-da-da-da-da. And Cynthia showed them the book, The Grimmery, and so then they saw the first movie, and they had a big time at it, I think. And they're big Lego fans, and Lego and their other dolls that have come out, they play with me, with my character. They play with some of the dolls, and they put together the River, that's Charlie and River. Charlie River's the youngest one. He put together a Lego of the Emerald City, my little, my house there, and he gave it to me. I have it on the side of my bed in Los Angeles. So they like that. And here comes the second one. Oh, I know what I can tell you too. We just did. I hope this doesn't spoil anything. No, maybe not. There's a company called Xfinity that has something to do with Wicked and Universal, and we did kind of a little movie, a little commercial. That they asked me and the 2 kids and my wife to do. And it was a kind of a big production. Alice Brooks, who's the great cinematographer for both those movies, has worked with John Chu for a long time, shot it and directed it. And nobody's seen it yet. Like I say, I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but it'll come out, and you'll see it. It's with me and the 2 kids and Emily.
Okay.
And it has something to do with Wicked,
family.
too.
They cast your
yes,
family.
and I'm kind of the little wizardy in it,
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah. So
have they seen the new one? Because nobody seen the new one.
I'll tell you anything. I know they're going to see, the people listening to this and watching this are going to see it before it comes out, so we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. We can't say anything.
I saw it by some of the cast members, who are just great and we're pals, saw it a while ago, like I did the first time, the first movie, when it was kind of not finished. And I wanted to wait this time till it was all done. So only like a week or so ago did I see the second movie. All done. Yep. I've seen it. You haven't seen it.
No, nobody. Nobody did.
Some of the people at Universal have, and a couple of people, but not too many people.
What can you tell us?
Well, boy, oh boy, I loved it, and I'm not just here. I'm here to sell it, I guess, and spread the word that it's coming out. But I really had a big time. I loved the first one, and it, really rang the bell for a lot of people all over the world, and did very well. And people are very moved. It's very sweet to see the fans, after having loved if they loved the stage show or not, the movie really got them like it gets me. I've seen it many times in premieres all over the world. We went to a bunch of places last time. This year, we're going to, before it comes out November 21st, we're going to Singapore and London and Paris, and New York.
Is it fun?
All these places to do those things.
Yeah, to do.
Yes. Well, when you're in a movie like this, that you're proud of, and you like what you do in it, and you're so proud of the cast and the whole movie. It's fun to talk about like this and spread the word, and then to see it with audiences. That was really fun. Everybody's talking about these days the difference between staying home and watching movies or going out to a theater, and that can be nice, but especially during these premieres when it's a packed theater and people are really going crazy. That's the communal experience that is the quintessential theatrical experience that I just got a big kick out of this last time. And so I'm looking forward to this one because, in answer to your question, this next movie I think is really great. Okay. Wait till you see it. I don't know if you liked the first movie or if you're a fan of it, but Jon M. Chu, I'm telling you, is really great. And so many people, it's a dream team of people. And, the producer who birthed it on stage 20 years ago, it was very involved in caring about it. And all the cast was, more than any movie that I've ever done, was passionate about, we love this material and da-da-da-da-da. But Jon M. Chu is a kind of genius. And he, when you look at all the movies that have been made from stage musicals, which I've been a fan of and very interested in.
Are you a fan of musical yourself?
Yes. Yes, sometimes I don't like them. Sometimes I like them. Sometimes I have a really big time.
But you like the genre.
Huh?
You like the genre.
Generally?
The genre.
The genre.
The genre.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, merci.
Merci beaucoup. Yeah, it's a French word, genre.
Genre.
But I suppose if you say genre in America, you seem affected. But how about in Italy? Do you say genre?
I would say genere.
Genere. Nice. Okay, that's good to know.
And your kids would probably know all the three words.
They'd know three. Yes.
Yeah.
Genre, and genere. Yeah, I'll bet they would. So, wait, the fascinating thing I was saying that's now slipped my mind is, wait a minute, it's going to come back to me. We're talking about the second movie. Oh, yes. I like musicals sometimes because I like music. I play music. I have this band called Jeff Goldblum and the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra, and we just put out our fourth album on Decca and Verve.
Yeah.
And Decca has now kind of branched off into Fontana, which is you'll hear about. It's their special jazz, branch. Tom Lewis, the great Tom Lewis, is in charge of that still. Anyway, our fourth album, which is doing better than our other three put together, and I think is our best album, Ariana Grande.
I go check it. Yeah,
sings a song on it.
In the album.
Yep, on the album, and so does Cynthia Erivo, and so does Scarlett Johansson, and Maya Sykes, and they're really good. We just played, we play all around. We'll be around, and we'll be playing live. But so I like music, I like musicals. Here and there, and then I'm very interested to see movies as they succeed or not so much. In the theater, in the movie form, I saw West Side Story when I was a kid, and I loved that, and Cabaret, and many things. I like a lot of movies, but I'll tell you, Jon M. Chu, I think he really cracked the code as well as anybody ever has. I saw this show called In the Heights on stage, and then he turned it into, you've seen it too, and then he turned it into a movie. But I'll tell you, he really succeeded in bringing to the screen real robust theatrical, musical, dancey numbers and naturalistic, cinematic, modern acting, and meshed them together in a very masterful way. And so I was not so surprised, but very delighted when I saw the movie, the first movie, because I think he really did a great job. And likewise here, I tell you, he's really done something. We don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen don't know what happens in the second part of the stage show, which this second movie is essentially, but it expands it beyond that. There are a couple of new songs by Stephen Schwartz, who wrote all the music. It goes further, and it really is something else. I stand by. Nobody's seen it, and I don't know what anybody's opinion is going to be, or if the audience is going to be as thrilled this time, but I bet they will be.
Yeah, probably,
I thought it was really something. Yeah.
And how is it to work on? I guess you did a lot of work on a virtual set.
Virtual set?
Yeah, on it's all CGI.
No, the big story in this production is that they spent a lot of money, and because of John M. Chu's vision, so-called, we're really committed to building the sets.
Oh, wow.
No, very little of it. Yes, there's some virtual stuff and some CGI going on and winged monkeys and things like that. But mostly they built those sets. And Nathan Crowley, who's the production designer, won an Oscar, was nominated and won the award last year. And he just did a crackerjack job of it. They, for instance, in that first movie, built planted 9 million tulips.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
In that big field. Yeah. But likewise, built that set that I was on and Munchkin City, all that stuff.
And is it
built,
easier?
was incredible. And this one, too.
Is it easier for an actor to move inside a real environment?
I think so. It is for me. I like both. I've worked with dinosaurs who were there and not there, and you have to pretend. And if you go on stage, if you do a play, you have to look on the side, toward the wings and say, wow, look, 1,000 soldiers are coming up the way. You have to pretend. So that's okay. But yes, it does help, and it's fun, especially when it's so wonderfully done by Nathan Crowley and that whole team. When you're when you can touch, smell, and feel all the environment going on.
And talking about special effects, I think the first time I've seen you on screen was with The Fly. I was very little, and I probably watched the movie with my hand over my eyes, like between the fingers.
Scary, yeah.
What was it like to shoot that kind of movie at the time? Because it was really like in the future for the time.
Well, thank you. Yes, David Cronenberg, is responsible for that. He's quite brilliant and so lovely. He's Canadian, and just like my wife from Toronto. And we shot it in Toronto in the middle of winter. So I would get up for that final stage of makeup, which took 5 hours to put on, at 2 or 3 in the morning, and sit and go into the cold Toronto night and get that makeup on. But anyway, it was great to shoot. And yes, I think you're right. You probably know more than I do, but yeah, I think it was a pioneering sort of moved the needle a little bit and moved the ball ahead on how those things were done. He's so smart, I like that movie a lot. I was in it, and Gina Davis was in it, and David Cronenberg. I'll tell you, he's something. It was a great part for me, and I loved doing it. And people still talk about it now, and to me at least, and watch it here and there.
It's a cult movie. Yeah. Cult movie.
It's cool. But how old were you when you saw it?
Probably 6.
Ooh,
6. I
might
think.
be too young.
Yeah,
I hope it didn't scar you.
It was really scary.
It was
and really,
scary.
and really, it seems like it was real.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yes.
Well, in that one, too, we did a lot of, that was before Jurassic Park and before the breakthrough of a lot of CGI techniques. So we did all that stuff, in the camera, and all those makeup things and some of that, the final monster and stuff that he did. So it was scary, but he was so smart because I'd seen that first one with Vincent Price, from the 50s, and this was a whole different idea. And he's a very personal artist, kind of marches to his own drum. It was really, really fun to do.
Was that the movie that changed your career?
Well, good question. I started, that's in 1986 or 7, something like that. I made my first movie in 1973. I had a little part as one of the bad guys in Death Wish with Charles Bronson. And then I did, I worked with Robert Altman a couple of times in Nashville and California Split, and then I worked with Paul Mazursky, who was a very interesting and wonderful director, and then Philip Kaufman in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now we're at 1978, and then maybe we go to 1983 with with The Big Chill, and that kind of, caught people's attention here and there. And then now we're coming up to 86 in The Fly. So I'm skipping a couple of those things. But to answer your question, it was kind of one little thing led to another little thing. And there didn't feel like, at least to me, any big breakthrough. Although The Fly, was another little landmark for my...
Have you ever turned down a role that eventually became like a big role and you regret?
That's so interesting that you should ask that. Mostly not. And I'm kind of philosophical about things in general, at least try to be. Like, hey, whatever happens is...
Yeah, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be somehow. And it's up to you to use your talent and wisdom and ability to navigate through life to make sure that you learn the right things from good things and bad things and mistakes and not mistakes. And it all has to happen somehow. And to get us to where we are now. And look, anyway, here we are. Yeah. And what's wrong with... Can't have been totally wrong, because here we are, you and I, which is very peachy. Look at that.
I thank you for your choices that bring you here today.
Yeah, well,
for the choices you made like 40 years ago.
Well, thank you. You've seen those movies like Run, Lola, Run or Sliding Doors, where one little... it's the chaos theory of, Ian Malcolm. He says, if a butterfly didn't flap his wings here, you might not have
something happens.
Big hurricane across the other side of the world. Well, likewise, yes, every choice we make, I guess... but that's then we're into the question of free will. Do we really have any choice in the matter? There are those, a lot of smart people debate that on both sides. But anyway, it feels mostly like, it's kind of, we make decisions. And to answer the first part of that question, the portal into that question was, yes, there have been a couple of movies that I'm philosophical about, like I say, but a couple of them. I'm thinking of one, but I'll whisper it to you when we're not talking publicly, because I don't want anybody to, especially the actor that then got the role.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want them to feel like, hey, you were the second choice. Hey, I had a friend, as a matter of fact, who. On a couple of occasions, he was a very good guy, and I'm not going to tell you his name either, and that has to be secret, but on a couple of occasions, I said, they just offered me this part. I'm going to do this part. He goes, yeah, I turned that down. They offered that to me.
Lame.
That's lame, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he not only did it once, he did it a couple of times, and it wasn't so cool. So that's what I'm trying to learn from that.
Yeah. I think this kind of philosophy you have is behind The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which is another great thing when you go around the world to learn stuff about basically everything.
I'm curious. I'm a curious cat, and I like that little series, so-called, for a couple of seasons. We did a bunch of that. We went all over the world, and yes, I didn't pretend to know anything when we set up the whole idea of the show. I said, well, let me not be a teacher, and I don't want to read the teleprompter so much. Let me just talk to people, because I kind of like this extemporizing a little bit, such as I can do it, and let's see what we can make out of that. And I'll just learn as I'm going along. So there were all kind of interesting subjects and interesting people that we met, and I just have encounters.
What have you learned?
With them. Well, so far, today I never knew that genre. That's new to me. So I learn every
day is a good day.
I think so. Yeah. Just like your girls. What are their names again? Olivia
and Nina.
Yeah. That's right. Nina Pinto and Santa Maria. Nina. Oh boy. Yeah. Hey, those are ripe ages. How's everything going with social media and the
they
whole
don't
new
have
landscape?
One. They don't have any profile.
Interesting. That's what we're doing with our boys. Yeah. No phone. They don't have a phone.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep them off all screens so far, And then the question becomes, what movies do you show them? You saw The Fly when you were 6. When is it too early to see things for them? When does it scare them? And I showed them The Birds the other day, the Hitchcock movie.
Oh, wow.
They got scared. They said, turn it off. And then they said an interesting thing. Rivers said, the younger one, he said, those older movies, I don't know what he thinks the older movies are, but that was one of them. He said, they scare me. Too scary. But now, I can see, and they do see some things now, which they either sneak into seeing or somehow see that doesn't scare them.
I think we protect them more than we were used to be protected back then.
Yes, the world is different.
You can see this, you cannot see this.
Yeah, it's
I remember
when
I watched RoboCop.
Yes.
was
Same
super
for me.
scary.
Same for
First
me.
scene,
The first scene
Really?
was
whoa.
RoboCop, you know, that's a
Yeah.
friend of mine, Peter Weller, who spends a lot of time here in Italy. He's got a place in Positano that he turned us on to, and we visited friends of his. He started that band with me, the Jeff Goldblum, the Mildred Sister Orchestra.
really?
We started it together. We were just playing in each other's houses after we did that movie, Buckaroo Banzai, is the thing we did together in around 88 or something like that. And he's a jazz player. He plays the horn. And then he knew, believe it or not, he was palsy with Miles Davis.
Hey.
And yes, the great Miles Davis. And Miles Davis said, yeah, I know Jeff and you guys. Here's what you should do. You should have a gig once a week at least, and you'll play with good musicians. And that's what we did. We started to do that. And that was 30 years
with
ago.
the blessing of Miles Davis.
We got the blessing of Miles Davis. So that's Peter Weller. So yes, RoboCop, scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first scene was it was incredible.
Well, that's a whole, RoboCop, now we're into a whole ripped from the headlines subject, which is AI and, humanoid robots, which may replace all our jobs, even sitting here in this room, me included, pretty soon, sooner than, people had predicted. It's an interesting subject, and people debate it on both sides in a robust way these days. It may change our lives pretty soon.
Talking about scary scenes,
Yeah.
you know another one? The little dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
The little one?
The first movie. The little one who looked like a puppy.
The compy.
Yeah. And
Yes, those
all
little
of a
like
sudden,
chicken,
like,
those
he-
little
he
chickens.
spread, like,
Oh no, I know which one you're talking about. I forget the name of it. The one that spits.
yeah, the one that
spitter.
spits. Yeah, the one that spits.
Because Wayne
I
Knight.
remember myself in a movie theater,
Yeah.
like jumping on the seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an easy jumper, by the way. These movies that have jump scares that everybody knows about now. I'm easy. I'm easy to get. I jump like a jumping bean around in my seat if they want me to. That was a scary one, especially you saw that young too.
Yeah. I think it
I
was
know.
12, maybe.
Yeah, it goes to
something like that. Yeah.
and then
yeah.
He
And then
spits at you, and it
Yeah.
blinded Wayne Knight when he's trying to steal that thing.
Yeah.
It proved, you can't get away with, you shouldn't do bad things,
You knew right away that Jurassic Park would have been this incredible, iconic, fundamental movie in movies history.
Well, that's a good question. No is the answer. I mean, some elements pointed to, hey, this could be popular, but you never know. You never know. No matter how great the director or the actors or all the elements or the script, some things just go the other way. That one, of course, Steven Spielberg. We knew he was a sockdologer. That's a new word I learned recently. That means a pretty good, the best practitioner. He's a sockdologer and dinosaurs, everybody likes. And that book by Michael Crichton was a bestseller. But I'll tell you, they just, as the story goes, if you see all those documentaries, and read about it, the technology that Dennis Muren at ILM pioneered that just happened to intersect with the needs of that movie allowed it to be partly what it was and brought dinosaurs to life in a way that you hadn't seen before. But then, yes, no, it's credit to Steven Spielberg. He did the same thing with Jaws. That could have gone wrong in a thousand ways. But he's just so talented that he made that into a classic. And likewise, I think that first movie, that Jurassic Park movie, tells that story in just a really neat way that seems to ring the bell for people. Yeah.
Huge success. Yes.
Oh, yeah. People, it did well. It spawned all these, sequels. Three more of which I was in. I was in the second one, and I was in a couple of those world movies. The last of which I was in with Sam Neill and Laura Dern. We all reunited for that last one. Dominion was called, right? It's the Jurassic World Dominion. But now there's been one after that, and my pal Jonathan Bailey, who's in Wicked, who's fantastic, is in it, along with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Also my pal. We did a couple of Wes Anderson movies together. We crossed paths on Asteroid City and Isle of Dogs. And like I say, she has us cut on our last album. She does this great song on this album in a bossa nova style, which was her idea. And it was her idea to do that song. You know that song, Out of the Tree of Life, I just picked me a plum. You've heard many people do that, Tony Bennett and everything. She does a great version of it. And our band arranged this bossa nova version for her.
How is it to work with Wes Anderson? I mean, it looks like he has his own group of favorite actors, and you're among those. How is it?
Yeah, I'm proud to be.
Bill Murray, and
I've been in what? I've been now in four of those. Yeah, I was in Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou with Bill Murray, and then Grand Budapest Hotel, and then Isle of Dogs, and then I had a little part in Asteroid City. He's fantastic. He, lives in Europe mostly. He's from Texas in America, originally with his Owen Wilson. They were pals, growing up, as you've heard. And then he's moved in this last period of time to London and Paris and different places. And the last time I saw him, he took me, we joined each other in Bologna, nearby, because it has his pal who runs a really good theater, a movie theater there. And he's an archivist and historian and real cinephile of the top-notch way. And he turns Wes onto things because Wes is a master at that. But it was great to hang out with Wes. And then they played The Fly, in fact, there, and I introduced it, and we did a little question and answer afterwards, and then he showed Wes and I a movie. Anyway, Wes and I hung out there. It was great. Have you been to Bologna much?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, actually, yes.
What
yes.
a lovely
Beautiful
place.
City. Yeah,
they've got all those arches, those kind of arches.
Portici.
Yeah.
Portici.
What?
Portici.
Portici, you like porticos.
Portici.
Yes,
Yeah, the
portici.
porticos, yes.
Si, portici. And then I forget the restaurant. We went to this great restaurant that Wes always likes, finds the best places.
You cannot go wrong with that, yes.
God. Well, in all of Italy, of course, but in Bologna, really good.
It's very good.
You're really good. Do you cook?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, we like to cook. Me, him.
You do?
We cook. He criticizes us.
Really?
But yes.
They do always the same stuff.
Like
But very good.
Always.
Like
same
really,
stuff.
not enough variety. You say you think, but what pasta?
Yeah, pasta.
Mainly pasta.
Yeah.
I'm crazy about it. What's your favorite pasta?
I like the carbonara.
Carbonara. Well, it's different here. You've got the real cheeks, The
pig
cheeks.
Yeah.
Yes. Boy.
Guanciale.
Guanciale. Oh, it's fantastic here.
So you have genere, portici, e guanciale.
I'm
Three
learning.
new words
Yes.
today. Yeah.
Hey, I knew once when I was taking singing lessons a long time ago, I learned this song. I don't know what it means, but these are the Vecchia zimara senti, io resto il pianto, scendere il sacro monte ordevi, le mie grazie ricevi. Ma in ancor vastil logoro dorsai ricchi dai poeti, passar nelle tue tasche come an antri, tranquilli, filosofie poeti. That's all I know. That's what I remember. Hey, thank you.
Wow.
But I think it's from, wait a minute.
I'm looking up.
You know what it's from?
Vecchia zimarra.
Maybe Magic
Vecchia
Flute.
Zimarra, sì.
No, not Magic Flute.
La Bohème.
La Bohème. And it's a guy saying goodbye to his favorite coat or something.
What?
His favorite coat.
Zimarra, yes, I think it's a coat.
Yeah, he's saying goodbye to his
probably.
favorite
Yes.
coat. I don't know the story, but I think that's what it's about.
It's a song about Vinted and selling your stuff on Vinted. You know that website where you sell second-hand
like the Real
clothes.
Real, where you sell your vintage stuff. Yeah, I don't know that I've done it. Like I say, I've given away a lot of stuff. My closet is now kind of curated. I have the same kind of hangers. It's like going into a store, and I've got things that are that I really like, that I can be creative with. That I do with. I collaborate with Andrew Vitero. We kind of figure out what I'm going to wear. You look fantastic, by the way. And so that's how do we get talking about that? Yes, so vintage. So all this stuff I give away all this stuff, but mostly sometimes to friends who are the same size as me.
Yeah.
So I see it on them, and then my boys, the two boys, they go, "Oh, can I have this and this?" And they're sprouting up so quickly that they fit into a thing or two already.
That's
believe
incredible.
It or not.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
They're tall as you are. Almost,
Well, they're not tall
almost.
as I am,
but
they're shooting up. Yeah.
If you want to know, the Zimarra, it's a Spanish coat.
Oh, Spanish coat.
Yeah, it's a Spanish coat.
Yes. And wait, Catalan, isn't that kind of, what is that? Where's Catalan? That's your last name,
Yeah.
of course. And doesn't that mean
Sounds like Catalano.
Yeah,
like
probably the
Catalano, but
origin.
it has nothing to do with the tooth?
Probably yes.
Well, what's Catalano? Catalano
Catalano,
is
it means that you come from Catalonia, which is a region in Spain.
of Spain. Catalonia, right.
Yeah, so probably the origin was that one.
I see. I see. Hey, you know what Spanish director I worked with a couple of times just recently also is the great Fernando Trueba. Do you know Fernando Trueba? We made a movie in Paris and Madrid a long time ago called The Dream of the Mad Monkey. And then just this last year or two, we made a movie. He did his second animated, kind of adult animated movie called They Shot the Piano Player.
Okay.
All about Brazilian bossa nova, 1960s kind of music. And there was a tragic event that my character, it's all kind of animated. I play the main character who's investigating this disappearance of a great piano player who really existed, who was one of the pioneers of bossa nova early on. Anyway, Fernando Trueba. Yeah.
Fernando. Jeff, thank
Yes.
you very much.
No,
I think
we're
time's
done.
up.
This has been this is like the trip to the dentist, and it all went very well. Now you're supposed to give me you're supposed to say, "Do you want a toothbrush as you go?" And
Yeah.
The dentists do that here too.
A little lollipop.
A little lollipop.
Yeah,
Even adults, they give us here. You want some floss? By the way, I'm a very good flosser.
Oh, really?
Very, very. I pride myself, and I get better every day.
I'm a little
learning-
lazy with that.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm learning
I bought it
everything.
and I use it for 3 days and then I
But
forgot.
twice a day or once a day?
At least twice a day, because in the
At least
morning
twice a day.
I do it, and I do it, and then at the evening before I go to bed I brush my teeth again and then floss. Now when I'm on camera and doing something, oftentimes like right now I'm pristine and you won't see a bit of breakfast because I brushed my teeth afterwards. But if I'm on camera, if I'm working on the set, I have a nice little kit there, and I may, before I go on camera, I may brush my teeth and do a little
floss?
flossing. Yes. I've never had a cavity or a filling.
Ever?
Never,
In your
ever.
life?
No, neither is
You should-
my wife, Emily Goldblum. Neither of us have had any.
You should do commercials. You should do commercials for that. Yeah.
I'm Jeff Goldblum,
And I never had a...
Never had a cavity.
it is.
Yes, exactly.
genetic.
But your choppers look pretty good. Look at those.
Yeah, but I have to... what's the name again?
Cavities? You had cavities?
Cavities, yes.
Oh, you have a couple of cavities, yeah.
Well, here,
How often do you go get them cleaned?
every 6 months.
6 months. That's okay.
And now the correct answer, the real answer.
Yeah, I should go every 6 months. But yeah.
Yeah,
7, 8.
I go. They're very good. Seems they do it quicker these days. I go in.
But I
and
like to make my tooth clean.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes I fell asleep when they do that.
That's what I was just going to tell you.
I relax a lot.
I do too, and they know it's. Sometimes they used to like talk to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
Shut
really
up."
want to talk. Yes, I know, and so even though they're very nice, and so then I would just close my eyes, and I would either pretend, go
Yeah.
to sleep or rest, and so now they go, okay, time to go to sleep. They know that I'm going to be,
Yeah.
unavailable and sleeping for the.
Jeff, thank you very much.
I can't thank
We can't
you
wait to
enough.
see the new chapter of Wicked for Good.
Ooh, if there's one headline that comes out of this, wait till you see that. You haven't seen nothing yet, like Al Jolson said in The Jazz Singer. You haven't heard nothing yet. I think you're going to get a big bang out of that second movie called Wicked for Good.
Yes, we can
Those
wait.
two
We
ladies,
can't wait.
Ariana Grande and Sid, when they start chirping, oh boy, that's as good as it can get. Michelle Yeoh, come on. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
this.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank you very
dear
much.
angel. Thank you.